For the past 2 years, WJZ has been investigating the abuse that happened in some of Baltimore's Catholic schools during the 1960s and 70s. Denise Koch has the new developments.
Our previous investigation revealed that at least one nun likely knew about the abuse. Tonight, we look at the fallout from our investigation into what happened on her watch. It's a dark chapter for Baltimore's Catholic schools. Father Joseph Maskell, a counselor at Seton Keogh High School, is accused of molesting dozens of students. WJZ's investigation also revealed abuse at the hands of at least one other priest, police, and a teacher at Catholic Community Middle School, John Merzbacher. Linda says she was one of his victims.
I was in the 8th grade. Merzbacher kept me after school. He locked the door. He tripped me to the floor. He straddled me. He unbuttoned my shirt blouse. I was petrified. And then I heard the clicking of the door being unlocked. In walked Sister Eileen Weissman and stood over the both of us. Her comment to him was, "Oh, John, I told you never to lock the door." And she looked at me and said, "You are never to stay after school again."
And she was a nun.
Well, I thought this woman was going to save me when she came in the door, and she did absolutely nothing.
The person Linda is talking about, Sister Eileen Weissman, was the principal of the school at the time. After WJZ's investigation revealed that she was currently living in a convent on the grounds of a Baltimore school, students and others demanded to know why.
Do the right thing. Help us find closure.
For now, we would like to see her removed from the convent.
While Sister Eileen has denied any knowledge of the abuse, Gary Homburg, who taught at Catholic Community Middle School where she was principal, insists she knew.
Every teacher in that school knew what was going on, as well as Sister Eileen. There was no doubt.
And a statement signed by Archbishop William Laurie publicly acknowledged Weissman's actions regarding Merzbacher's abuse of students led to her forced retirement. The church said Sister Eileen Weissman should never again be responsible for the safety of children.
I went to Sister Eileen and, sat down and told her what I'd seen, what I'd heard, what I had witnessed with my own 2 eyes.
For decades, Homburg would not speak with the media. He finally broke his silence to WJZ.
It was as gross, as vile, as ugly as anything you can imagine.
WJZ's report triggered protesters to gather outside the home for retired nuns where she lived.
All we want is the truth to be out, and we want justice to be served.
Immediately following our investigation, Notre Dame Prep students posted copies of WJZ's story on the bathroom walls, demanding answers. The school held an assembly which sources tell WJZ ended abruptly when students asked whether Sister Eileen Weissman was living on the grounds of their school. WJZ has obtained an email the school's headmistress later sent. It says, in part, the sister referenced in the article does not live in the SSND convent. But it goes on to say, at the assembly, I was asked by a student if the sister ever lived on campus. I was unable to answer her question at the time, but can now say that the sister did once live in the SSND convent.
Tell us the truth. What did you know?
Sources tell WJZ that after our report aired, Sister Eileen moved to another local convent not on the grounds of a school. But the church still maintains that, and I quote, "We have found no evidence to suggest that our religious community or any of our sisters had knowledge of Mr. Merzbacher's conduct at the time the abuse occurred."
They would have to have been deaf, dumb, and blind not to be aware of what was going on. There is no doubt in my mind they knew, and they looked the other way.
Denise Koch for WJZ.
John Merzbacher is currently serving 4 life terms for child rape. To this day, he is the only one to be convicted in the rampant sex abuse that took place during this time.